Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to start collecting Umbra Turris, a fantasy skirmish or war game by Spellcrow Games. Now in this video we're going to take a look at the Halflings. We're going to take a look at their starter set, talk a little bit about Halflings and how they sort of work on the tabletop and their special rules before moving on to some other races we can use to bring into the faction and the army to build a more varied warband of different miniatures. We'll finish off the video showing you a little sample warband of Halflings of 750 dragon coins, which is the points for the game, for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Halfling force for Umbra Turris. Now, with that said, Halflings, we have a pretty solid stat line. Leadership 6, movement 20, weapon skill and strength 6, speed 8 is really nice, with ballistic skill 7, toughness 6, and 5 wounds. So pretty light on the wounds and not necessarily the best fighters in the game, or indeed very strong, but they do have nice speed. A decent ballistic skill of 7 is a pretty solid stat, and toughness 6 is really nice as well. 5 wounds is a little bit on the low side, but that's what you get for being Halflings. Now the Halflings themselves, they have two different alignments that they can be from. You can be the Krotkins, which are both good and lawful, and their special ability is any weapon used by a Krotkin grants them +1 to precision strike. This modifier replaces any negative modifier or lack of modifiers to precision strikes. If the weapon's modifier is higher, it is not replaced. A Krotkin attacking an enemy gains +1 to precision strike for each other Krotkin within 20 centimeters. So pretty nice. You can really make those hits sort of count, the precision strikes there. The other type of Halfling we have is Mrokins. Now, they are anarchists and evil, so these are evil Halflings. Now, each time one of them loses a wound due to close combat, shooting, or any magical effect, the player can roll a d6. On a 3+, target hero within 20 centimeters loses a wound as well. So, pretty cool. For this video, we are going to look at lawful Halflings as the way we're sort of going to build the force. So with that in mind, let's get cracking on and talk about some other races we can bring into the force. And so the first of these races are the humans. Humans are really cool for Umbra Turris. The fact that they can be any alignment regardless of what type of human you choose allows you to have a really nice varied sort of warband, and they can be really useful for playing any other warband in the game. Now, humans have a pretty solid stat line. Leadership, weapon skill, speed, strength, ballistic skill, toughness, wounds, all 7, and then 15 for a move. They can, like I said, be from any alignment. Now, you've got a variety of different humans you can take. The people of Morton, if a Mortenian is charged and attacked with a normal or power strike, the damage they receive is lowered by 1. The people of Borea, if a Borean is a party leader, you can reroll any ones when making a leadership test during the initiative phase, and orders issued to Boreans can be rerolled. The people of Vatveria effectively can choose to fight when they've got their last wound taken from them, so they fight before they die. The people of Estania can reroll ones when making precision strikes, and the people of Undor get +1 strength. However, the last two there, both the Estanians and Undor, cannot be Paladins, Order Knights, or Black Knights, and the Undors can no longer wear heavy armor either. Now, if we're going to talk lawful, we can certainly bring the Wood Elves into the picture. These are really great archers with a solid stat line. Now, elves have a nice speed and ballistic skill of 8, with most of their other stats being 7, but the toughness is 6, and the movement remains 15. Now, sneak is the Wood Elf's ability, where if a Wood Elf is hidden at the beginning of his turn and makes a charge, roll a d6. On a 4+, the enemy cannot parry his attacks, and in addition, if a Wood Elf is hidden at the beginning of his turn, he does not lose the hidden counter when shooting any kind of bow. So, really cool. They're nice, sneaky elves that can get some really cool benefits in combat. Now, Thorgamund dwarves are the type of dwarf we can take, being a lawful party. They stun enemies on a 3+ rather than 5+, and if a Thorgamund dwarf is equipped with any sword or hammer, the opponent can be stunned regardless of having armor on their head or not. So pretty cool for bringing into the force. They've also got, a nice stat line that complements a couple of the other races we've already talked about. The fact that the dwarves here have that nice strength of 8 and that toughness 8 with 8 wounds makes them a lot hardier than the other race we've already talked about. Now, if we're looking for something a bit more directly combat orientated, we could go with the Targaryens. Anytime a Targaryen makes a successful charge, you roll a d6. On a 5+, the opponent loses their action dice if they had one, as they effectively charge them over. And so, to start with for our sample army, obviously we're Halflings, and like I said, we're going to be focusing on a lawful aligned party. Now we've used a perfect 750 dragon coins for the party. Now our halfling leader is going to be a street judge. Street judge, at any point during their turn, but only once per cycle, a street judge may try to shout a war cry, which will strengthen the resolve of the street judge and his companions. You roll a d6 on a 3+ until the end of the cycle. All armor tests of the street judge have a reroll, and the judge and any hero from his party within 10 centimeters double the bonus of their weapons. This is a pretty nice, solid base sort of ability. Now, equipment-wise, we've gone for a dagger and a sling, which does triple its cost due to being the second weapon we're choosing. Light helmet, leather shirt, leather greaves for some decent armor coverage, and a healing potion in there to make sure our leader and his cool ability stay with us for as long as possible. Now, the second halfling we've gone for is a cleric/mage. This will be our mage type in the party. Now, these are only 40 DC for halflings. They get, a 5 DC discount, which is pretty nice. Note, if we are going to go with an anarchist party, if we're going to go with the evil halflings, you can't include one of these in the party. And this is same for a street judge, can only be in a lawful party. Now, we've gone for a staff as our base or weapon, light helmet, leather shirt, leather greaves, and a talisman of destiny. But the cleric's big thing is once per turn, a cleric may pray for favour for any other hero in the party. You roll a d6 on a 3+, the prayer is successful. Target model within 15 centimeters of the cleric may reroll any one dice. The cleric does not lose any wounds when praying. The cleric also has access to only one domain of magic. Now, the next halfling we're going to look at is the executioner. Now, halflings, the executioner, they can't be in good parties, but they can be in lawful because, executioners are lawful. Now, he's got a bow, dagger as his second weapon, so tripling the cost of that. Heavy helmet, breastplate, plate greaves, and poison. Now, the speed characteristic of an executioner is increased and equals 8. When making a ranged attack, executioners can also move up to their speed in centimeters. The executioner also can do critical strikes when shooting any kind of bow or crossbow. If the executioner is also equipped with poison, they can reroll critical strikes in combat. So some really solid abilities. This is why we've got the bow, got the poison, we've got all those extra abilities the executioner giving us and making full use of them. Now, next we have the bounty hunter. Bounty hunters, or when fighting an enemy leader or mage, they gain a +2 bonus to any roll, and the bounty hunter reduces the enemy leader or mage to 0 wound. You'll gain 1 triumph point so long as the bounty hunter is alive. Now, we've gone for a dagger, throwing knives, heavy helmet, breastplate, plate greaves, and poison. Our next halfling is a witch hunter. We've got a dagger, light helmet, breastplate, plate greaves, and a tracker cloak on the model. Witch hunters, if the enemy mage is within 30 centimeters of a witch hunter, all spells he casts make him lose 1 wound, and once per turn for each friendly acolyte or soldier within 20 centimeters, the witch hunter can modify any dice roll by +1 or -2. Now, the last one we've got is a halfling, which is going to be our royal champion. Now, royal champions are really nice. They're going to get their cool rule specialization where an attack of the royal champion may be parried only with a weapon from the same group as the champion's weapon. If the champion attacks with a one-handed weapon, the enemy may parry the blow with another one-handed weapon, etc. Moreover, if the champion fails to parry a blow, you may roll a d6. On the a6, the champion dodges the blow and the attack fails. So these are really solid fighters for your party. And we've got a great axe, not a very common weapon to take on a lot of different fighters. A dagger, light helmet, leather shirt, leather greaves, and battle relic. The reason we've gone for the 2 weapons here is we can chop and change, making sure we're always getting those bonuses with the royal champion. So we can go the great axe, go the dagger, depending on what we're needing to fight the particular enemy we're in combat with. If you've been playing with the halflings in Umbra Turris, let us know how you've been going down in the comments below. Well, that is the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server where we're all chatting hobby and other stuff all about life. We're all a good bunch of friends in there. The link for that is down in the video's description. Also down in the video's description is the best way to help support the channel. This is either via Patreon or YouTube members, both of which are fantastic ways for helping support, or by grabbing some channel merch from Teespring or from our Ko-fi store. Now you can find all of the links for all of these once again in the video's description as well. But as a special thank you to our Patrons and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patrons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising 8, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Grey Austrian, Average Wargaming, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Kaner, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Kevin Bowman, and Iron Grinch, and our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, James South, Dave Crozier, Dylan Areno, and James Tillman. Lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel, and a special thanks to all the guys and girls that come and help on the channel all the time. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.